If you swore that you would never co-sleep, but somehow find yourself with a kid-sized foot shoved into your spleen every night, and now you're too exhausted to make it stop, I'm really glad you're watching. Let's talk today about how to take your bed and your evenings back. Are you stuck sleeping in your kid's bed and you barely remember how nice your own mattress and cozy sheets are? Or is your kid sleeping in your bed, taking up all the space and maybe even kicking a parent out of the room? Either way, if you're sleeping with a toddler, you're probably waking up stiff, touched out, exhausted, and wondering, is this really what motherhood is supposed to feel like? Well, you are not alone. Today, we're diving into one of the most emotionally loaded topics in toddler sleep, co-sleeping. Should you be doing it? What are the real pros and cons? And how do you transition out of it without turning bedtime into a battlefield or making your child feel abandoned? Whether you chose co-sleeping intentionally or it happened out of sheer survival mode during teething or sicknesses or sleep regressions, you deserve great sleep every night, and your child does too. So let's unpack this together. All right, let's start with the why, the emotional pros and cons of co-sleeping. Why do so many parents end up co-sleeping when they really never planned to? Honestly, I think it's because it feels good. There's closeness there, there's connection, and many times, like let's be honest, it's just the only way that anyone is getting any sleep at all. So here are some of the emotional pros that I see. All right, one thing is it's comforting for both of y'all, right? That warm little body next to you, it can be incredibly soothing, and same for them. Another reason is that it can help to ease fears and anxiety or transitions if there's a new baby or a new house or a new school. And it can kind of give a false sense of like ease to the bedtime routine, right? You skip kind of the difficult part of helping them learn to fall asleep alone, and you just go straight to getting some sleep yourself. But here's the hard truth. There are some emotional cons to co-sleeping. The first is, I think for parents, you never fully relax. Even if you're asleep, you're kind of in like mom alert mode, right? Half listening, half bracing for the kick in the ribs. Also, it can disrupt your sleep cycles. You might wake up more often and you may not go into a really deep restorative sleep that your body needs. Also, this is kind of personal, but it might be putting a wedge between you and your partner, your co-parent, whether physically, emotionally, or both. And for many moms, over time, what I've seen is it slowly starts to breed some resentment. You love your child fiercely, but you start to miss your space. You start to miss your free time. You start to miss your evenings. But here's something really important I need you to know. Your child can still feel loved and connected and secure without bed sharing. And it's okay to want that change. So if you're thinking, okay, I think I'm ready to stop co-sleeping, but I really don't want to traumatize my child or myself in the process. Let's chat through some gentle ways to like slowly ease out of the situation. This doesn't have to be a tear-filled ordeal. I'm going to show you 6 gentle steps to kind of start the transition. All right, the first step is to optimize bedtime, and this might even be the easiest step. But when kids are tired, change can be hard to handle. So make sure you start bedtime early with the goal of having your kiddo asleep by 8 p.m. You don't want to start changes when your kid is already overtired and clingy and melting down. So optimizing bedtime is really important. Number 2 is start in their bed. So even if your kid is used to sleeping in your bed with you, a great, easy, gentle first step is to get them used to their own room and their own bed. So simply move from sleeping in your bed with them to start sleeping in their bed with them. This helps to build kind of like warm memories and comfort in their own room and starts to like mentally detach them from your bed. So you can start to kind of make that separation that this is, eventually going to be my bed and this is going to be your bed. So you're helping to create a new normal here by getting them comfortable sleeping in their own room and their own space with them. And number 3 is offer a comfort object. So this could be a stuffed animal, a blanket. You could even have a little, like a spray thing of lavender that you spray on their pillow that you only have in their bed, right? That's special for their bed. Something that builds positive association with their own space, because we want them to start to feel like their bed is a special, cozy sanctuary, basically. We don't want it to be a source of punishment or a place that they go like when they're just not allowed in your bed, right? We want it to have it's to be a cozy space for them. And another thing you can do is even you could put either onto a stuffed animal or even onto your kiddo a t-shirt that maybe you've already worn before so it smells like you. That also helps to like remind them of you and give them that sense of connection when ultimately you're not going to be in the bed with them. So you could put the t-shirt on them or you could wrap it up on a stuffed animal so that they have it with them. Okay, number 4 is use a visual bedtime chart. Tools like charts and lists can really help toddlers feel involved and empowered, and having a visual routine really gives them a sense of order and predictability that builds trust that they know what's going to happen next, because kids are real creatures of habit. So when you build this visual kind of step-by-step guide about bedtime, your child can even be the one who tells you kind of what comes next on the list. And this really gives a nod to their need for control. So building this visual bedtime guide can really be helpful, get them comfortable in their room, get them comfortable with their bedtime routine, and give them a sense of power and control. Number 5 is having some type of walk back script. So let's say you fall asleep in their bed with them and then you kind of sneak out at some point in the middle of the night. You may find a little visitor coming into your room in the middle of the night looking for you to help them get back to sleep, right? And while you're working on gently transitioning away from co-sleeping, you should have like a script that you use in these moments as you guide them back to their room. Something like time for bed or it's still nighttime. Walk them back, lay with them in their bed again if you need to, but keep working on kind of breaking that connection with your bed so that they get used to being in their own bed all night long. So even if they come in your bed, into your room in the middle of the night, always walk them back with a script that you say the same way every time and walk them right back to their room, again, to just get them used to being in their own space and not yours. And last but certainly not least, celebrate morning success. If your kiddo stayed in their bed or even made any type of small baby step of progress, celebrate the heck out of it the next morning, okay? Now, I'm not saying you have to give them ice cream for breakfast. It could just be your praise, like that could be enough. But toddlers tend to respond really well to positive reinforcement. So I really want you to focus on praising progress, not perfection. That's the best way to build up your kids' confidence and make this change easier, is by really celebrating their progress, not perfection. The goal is never perfection on night 1. Okay, the goal is consistency and connection without sacrificing your well-being, right? You're starting to create this distance between co-sleeping, and you need to celebrate your kids' success along the way. Here's the bottom line. Deciding that you want to stop co-sleeping does not make you a bad mom. You can have all the snuggles and still get good sleep. You can honor your kids' need for connection and your need for boundaries. This is at the heart of what I help families with. So subscribe to my channel to be sure that you're notified when my next video comes out. And if you want to learn my rest method designed specifically for kids ages 3 to 8, then just click here.